Hello again. There was a time when the news that a female MP was unable to attend a party conference because of the threats she had been receiving from men would have been front page news and a matter of huge concern. The fact that such a thing is now taken for granted shows how dreadfully things have changed over the last 10 or 20 years. Rosie Duffield, the Member of Parliament for Canterbury, has in the past expressed the view that only women have a cervix. This is hardly the most controversial of statements, most of us would think. It was enough, though, to attract so many threats against her that she was advised that her security could not be guaranteed if she showed up at the Labour Party conference last week. I give a link to a news item about this in the description to this video. To provide context, I also give a news item from 2018 in which posters of the dictionary definition of a woman as an adult human female were banned as they constituted hate speech, apparently. In Scotland, the posters were banned from the sides of buses because apparently they could cause offence to the general public. I expect some viewers are now scratching their heads and wondering what on earth all this is about. It really is quite simple. If an MP can be threatened or abused for stating that only women have a cervix, then those carrying out this intimidation clearly believe the statement to be untrue, and presumably they think that men can also have a cervix. Does this mean then that they also think that women can have a penis? Indeed it does. This is a cornerstone of their philosophy. It all began when some people born with penises became obsessed with the idea that despite all the external evidence to the contrary, they were actually women. Most of us were fine with that. It's nothing to me if a man wishes to wear women's clothes or have himself castrated or change his name to Mary. What do I care? I think most people felt like that. It's very much a case of live and let live. And if people want to do that and they're not hurting anybody or interfering with others, why should it matter to any of us? The problem began, though, when such people began demanding that they should be allowed to enter women-only spaces, such as changing rooms and so on. Just to be clear about this, many of the people asserting such a right had had no surgery. They still had their penises, and some women in changing rooms felt uneasy about this situation. Again, I must make it clear that none of this bothers me in the slightest degree. I'm not at all modest or shy, and I'm quite happy to get undressed or walk about naked in the company of men, women, or even those who identify as neither. Some people, though, especially women, did object to having a person with a penis using the same changing room as they were. The matter was complicated by the fact that a number of these people who have since become extremely militant in the trans movement actually identify as lesbians and admit that they find women sexually attractive. So women were put in the position of sharing a changing room with a person with a penis who found them sexually attractive. You would have thought that common sense might have kicked in at some point, but alas it did not. Matters went from bad to worse, and these people then began accusing lesbians of being prejudiced and transphobic for not wanting to have sex with, well, somebody with a penis. Most of us, of course, would have thought that almost the very definition of a lesbian is somebody who does not wish to have sex with somebody with a penis. But there we are. Viewers interested in this bizarre debate might wish to Google cotton ceiling and they will learn all they wish to know about this strange affair. I will remark that all this campaign of bullying and threats comes from people with penises. A small number of people who were born with female genitalia also switch gender, but they don't carry on in this way. Instead, they just get on with their lives. We are now in a mad situation where saying that women are adult human females, which is the very dictionary definition of a woman, has been declared hate speech and banned in many places. The assertion that women have a cervix is similarly regarded as provocative and offensive, and anybody who says that women do not have penises is accused of being a vicious thought criminal. We are almost at the final point now. When a woman MP can be subjected to threats against her life, and right on people will say that she was asking for it by stating a simple biological fact. Because in today's topsy-turvy society, I'm afraid feelings trump facts.